What's up? As promised, it is BR in Business here, Bianca Renee. How are you doing? Let me just fix my microphone really quick. So, as promised, I am here talking to you guys about some business strategy really quick. And the first thing in business strategy I'm going to talk about briefly with you right now is basically about business planning. Now, when I first started my business, when I left the corporate world after 10 years, someone gave me a pretty much gift to go to the United States Chamber of Commerce in Washington, D.C. at the Minority Business Development Agency and not only pitch my business plan that's probably less than a year old, and I was just newly starting out, and basically get insight and information from people who were corporations who were representing companies. When I tell you that was the most valuable experience I've ever had in my entire life, and I am so grateful and honored that I did that. And I was also in a bad place. I'm going to tell you something, because leaving the corporate world was not fun. It was not, it was very challenging, but I was called to leave that place. I loved it for everything it helped me with. The last position that I had was a senior business analyst. It was amazing working for a major company like that, but it got overwhelming. And I think what the overwhelming was doing, and I was also sick at the time, was pushing me outward. And I didn't realize that I was being pushed into something that I prayed for since I was a child. And that's to be where I am today. So with that said, I wanted to make sure that you understand the importance of a business plan and that you understand what strategies that you need to include in your business plan. Now, I'm going to have a link that's going to put out tomorrow that's going to give you a waiting list to sign up for my business plan course. Okay. And it's basically a walkthrough. Like, I'm going to be walking you through this business plan, and we're going to create a business plan together. So the pieces of the business plan is what a lot of people may miss out on: marketing, operations, financials. How are you going to be in the black and not in the red for your bottom line, and what strategy you're going to use, what your competitors look like. The other piece that I think is missing a lot is technology. And this is where God created me to be, right? In tech, because I'm such a geek for you. Oh my gosh, you would not believe how much of a geek I am. It's coming soon. You're going to see that shortly. But it helps businesses. And I think it's so important for us to include technology. In addition to that, is there something that when I was at the Minority Business Development Agency, United States Chamber of Commerce, there was a company that I sat in front of. Y'all, I am like less than a year out, and I am sitting in front of a corporation with my business plan, and I am handing my business plan to this person to give me insight. And the thing that they said to me was, it is, you have a great business plan, just add this. And it made me realize they were thinking from a corporate standpoint. And I knew about what they were telling me about, but I didn't know in all full details about what they were saying. So when I started to implement this in my business plan and actually put it in my program that I had at the time, helping entrepreneurs, at the end of my program, that contract was written to say, after this, X, Y, and Z is going to happen. And they agreed. And I'm just going to tell you, I am going to help you understand what that is in this course that's coming out next month. I'm going to put the link tomorrow for a waiting list for you guys to sign up. It's only about 100 slots that I have for the actual classroom course, but for the video course, whatever, right? So I'm just going to have that link out tomorrow, but it's actually going to be in May that it actually comes out. And I'm going to keep talking about it until then, because I am super excited about this. I don't want anybody else to miss out. So planning is important for your strategies. If you have no plan, then you have no strategy. If your strategy isn't working, it's because you don't have a plan. Now, the part that it was challenging for me is that God has gifted me with a lot of things, and I had a lot of plans. And so that caused me to get a little bumpy. So I took a step back and I said, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? And I have so much wisdom today than I have before. And I'm so grateful that I paused, and I am so much better. I had a lot going on, because not only does, your gifts and your purposes and your talents affect you like it affects me, but you also have things to deal with personally. As a business owner and entrepreneur, we get that a lot. We're juggling a lot of things. Some of you guys are moms, and parents and fathers. So I completely understand. But business strategy is so important. And what's also important that I always talk about is executing that plan. Okay. So if we don't execute the plan, then how is the plan going to help us? Our plan is basically our roadmap to what we're going to do. So if we say in quarter one, which we're in right now, actually at the end of it, going on to quarter two, what are we doing? What are your plans? You know, and people always look at likes and follows and say, well, my likes and follows are going to determine our strategy. No, you have to have a strategy to determine your views. Because if you think about this, most people look at views. People are paid by views in the social media world, right? How many people are sitting here watching TV? A lot. Viewers are important. Okay? Viewers can turn into conversion rates for you to convert people into a customer. All the channels and apps they have out there to market to you guys about the movies is turning into you into buying a $9.99 app to watch movies all the time. Okay? It's viewers. Okay? Just think about that. Don't think about likes and follows. Think about who's viewing you, because a lot of people, and I'm going to tell you something, a lot of people who are viewing you right now does not like you, like your content. I mean, physically liking your content, but they're viewing it all the time. They may or may not follow you, but they'll go right back to you and see what you got going on next. So that's a little tip. I'm going to talk tomorrow about a lot of software as services and your strategy, and how some people are doing too much when it comes to having too many tools in tech. And then on top of that, I'm also going to talk about data privacy. And I actually have a free a blog that you can look at that I wrote on about data privacy, and also a PDF that you can download if those who wants to save it to their files or whatever, that I wrote a couple months ago about data privacy. Okay, talk to you soon.